Hi everyone, it's Hannah from Hand Done Crochet, and today we are making these super cute little crocheted bunnies together. There are lots of different options for making them plain or embellished with dangly legs, with tails. You can make them in any weight of yarn. I've got some here made in fingering weight cotton. This one here is made in Colour Theory, which is a worsted weight acrylic yarn, and I'm also going to be making, and I'll add the pictures, for some like supersized one made in chunky yarn. So grab any yarn that you like and find an appropriate hook to go with it. Now, when I say an appropriate hook, I mean a hook that is much smaller than the recommended one for that yarn. So for this worsted weight yarn, I'm actually going to be using a 3.5mm crochet hook. And for the chunky yarn, I have used a 6mm crochet hook. So go down to a hook that you think, gosh, that's going to be too small, and I'm sure it will be absolutely right. All the information is detailed in the pattern, and you can find that either in a PDF form or on my blog, and all the information is in the description below. So grab your hooks and your yarn, and then you'll also need a pair of scissors for your ends, a needle, a stitch marker, which I can't get hold of, and then you'll also need something to stuff them with. Now I've used small pellets in this one, and in these I have used some safety toy stuffing, but you can use whatever you would like. You can use yarn ends, you can use anything. The other option is that we don't close the bottom here and we use it as a chocolate egg cover, just as an idea. So go and grab your supplies, mainly a chocolate egg, obviously. Even if you're not going to use a chocolate egg, grab a chocolate egg. And then I'll see you back here and we'll get making. To begin the body, we are going to make a magic ring. So to do that, we are going to put the yarn over twice like that. And then I'm going to scoop underneath that first one, get hold of that second one and loop it around. Now that's the way that I make my magic ring. There are no rules here. If you know another way that you much prefer, then absolutely go for it and use your way. And then I'm going to chain one, and then into that magic ring I'm going to work 4 single crochet stitches. So just working into there, I have 1, I have 2, there's 3, and then 4. Now once I've worked those first 4 stitches, I am going to pull my magic ring not completely shut, but a bit more shut than it is there. I should hold on to the whole thing so you can see it. So it pulls through all the way like that. So then we have our working loop here still, and we're going to go back into that working loop. So throughout the pattern now, we're going to be working in continuous rounds. That means we don't need to join to our first stitch to carry on and do the next round. We'll just go straight for it. And we're also going to be working in just the back loop only of all of our stitches. So all will become clear, but how we start that is by working into this first stitch here. So we have the back loop, not this front loop that is looking at us here, this back loop that we have here. And we're going to work 2 single crochets, making sure you get hold of your working yarn and not your tail there. 2 single crochets in the back loop only of that stitch. And then we're going to work 2 single crochets in each of the back loops here. So we did 4 stitches, so we're going to do it 4 times, and we'll end up with 8 stitches. And so that's round 2 complete. For round 3, we are going to single crochet in the next stitch, so back loop as well again. So we single crochet in that stitch, and then we're going to work 2 single crochet in the next stitch. So there's 1 and there's 2. And that now becomes our pattern repeat for the round. And if you like to live dangerously like I do, you can just go for it. Or if you like to be sensible, then it's time to put a stitch marker in this first stitch here. So we count back now, and this is our first stitch of the round. And so now with that in place, we're ready to go again. So we're going to work a single crochet in the next stitch, and then 2 single crochet in the next. So you're going to repeat that set of stitches 4 times. We're going to work a single crochet in the next, 2 single crochet in the next, a single crochet in the next, and then 2 single crochet in the next. Now, because we're working from the top of the bunny downwards, this is going to be a very strange shape. It's not going to be a flat circle, and that's fine. We don't need it to be, we don't want it to be. So don't worry if it has a very odd shape like this currently does. But that is round 3 complete. For round 4, we're going to carry on increasing our stitch count, and we're going to be doing that by going a single crochet in this next one, a single crochet in the next one, and then 2 single crochet in the next. So the 1, 2, 3 stitches will then become 4 stitches. So we start with this first one. We'll move that stitch marker in a second. So we have 1, and then we have 1 in the next one, all in the back loops, remember, and then 2 single crochet in this next one here. And that's our stitch repeat for the row. If you're using a stitch marker, it's time to move that. So then we count backwards 1, 2, 3 and 4. So that's our first stitch. And I do always now, when I'm working in the back loop only, I do always put it just through that front loop there, so that then you can start the round quite easily without taking your stitch marker out and panicking. I've definitely done that before and then gone, where on earth am I? So let's continue that round. We go 1 and 2 before we then put 2 single crochet in the next. We have 1 and we have 2, and then we have 2 single crochet in the next, and then we have 1 and 2, and then 2 single crochet in the next. And that is round 4 complete. So our stitch count now should be 16. And the next round, round 5, we're going to increase it to 20. And we do that by going single crochet in 1, 2 and 3, and then 2 single crochet in the next one. So we go 1, 2 and 3, and then 2 single crochet in the next. Then we're ready to move that stitch marker. Then off we go. We're going to carry on working 1, 2, 3, and then 2 single crochet in the next. We have 1, 2 and 3, and then 2 single crochet in the next. Now we're ready for round 6, and we're going to carry on increasing. So we're going to single crochet in the back loop of 4. So there's 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then 2 single crochet in the next. And that is then our pattern repeat. So we move our stitch marker and then carry on working that all the way around. Then for round 7, we're going to single crochet in 5 before we then work 2 single crochet in the next. So that's 2, 3, 4, nearly, and 5, and then we go 2 single crochet in that next stitch. Then you move your stitch marker, and then you're ready to repeat that all the way around. Now for rounds 8 and 9, we are going to work a single crochet in each of the stitches around. So our stitch count will remain the same for rounds 8 and 9. So make sure to move your stitch marker as soon as you are able to keep track of where you are. And we just work 1 single crochet in the back loop only of each of your stitches around for rounds 8 and 9. So work away on those and then meet me back when you're ready to start round 10. Now we're ready to start round 10, and we're going to increase again. And we're going to work a single crochet in the back loop of 6 and then 2 single crochet in the next. So we start with 1 and then 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and then we can two single crochet in the next. So then we move our stitch marker, and then you're ready to repeat that all the way around. Now for rounds 11 and then 12, we're just going to work a single crochet in the back loop of each. So our stitch count remains the same at 32, and we just work a single crochet in the back loop only of each for rounds 11 and 12. So you carry on there and then meet me back when you have completed those, and I will show you what we do for round 13. We're now ready for round 13, and that's going to be an increase round. So we're going to single crochet in the back loop of 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and then we will do 2 single crochet in the next. So that's our stitch repeat now. So single crochet in the back loop of 7, and then 2 single crochet in the next. And then rounds 14 to 19 are going to be a single crochet in the back loop only of each. So our stitch count remains the same here, just a single crochet in the back loop only of each. So rounds 14 through to 19, and then meet me back when you're ready to work round 20. Once we've completed round 19, we're ready to start closing in the bottom here and then filling it. So to start that process, we are going to begin by working a single crochet in the next 4, and then working a single crochet 2 together. So we're going to decrease over that single crochet 2 together. But first we're going to work a single crochet in the next 4 and still in the back loop only. And now before I work my single crochet 2 together, I'm going to move my stitch marker. And then to single crochet 2 together, we're going to start to work in the back loop of this next stitch. We'll yarn over and pull through. And then before completing that stitch, we're going to go into the next stitch, yarn over and pull through. And then with 3 loops on the hook there, we're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 there. And so that's made 2 stitches from the round below into just 1 that we have here. So we carry on repeating that all the way around. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then single crochet 2 together. So we start 1, we start another, and then we yarn over and pull through all of the loops. So work all the way around, and that will take your stitch count down to 30. And then here we are back to the beginning, and for round 21 we're going to do a really similar thing, but before we get to our single crochet 2 together, we're just going to work in 1, 2, and 3 stitches. So the back loop only of 3, so we have 1, 2, and 3, and then we're ready to single crochet 2 together. So that is now our repeat for this round. Move that stitch marker, and then off we go. So we single crochet in 1, 2, and 3, and then single crochet 2 together. Before we go any further with closing up this bottom, now is the time to stuff it, because if we leave it any later, it's very, very difficult to get the stuffing in, she says from experience. So whether you've chosen to use foam stuffing like I'm going to do for this one, or whether you're using pellets or beans, then this is the time to stuff it. So don't be shy if you're using this foam, would be my best advice. Put in plenty. And the other option is to put in some foam and then just put some pellets in at the bottom if you would like it to just be to stand it up nicely. So now I've stuffed this one ready to close the bottom, but if you are leaving yours open as an egg cover, what you can do is extend the length of it, because as I have discovered, eggs are all different shapes and sizes. So if you would like yours to be longer, then you just need to keep repeating rounds of single crochet stitches in the back loop only until it reaches the height that you would like it to be. And then you can do that last decrease round that we've just worked, and then you will be done. Once you're happy that you've got enough in there, we're then ready to continue decreasing in the same way that we have been. So our next round we'll need to have single crochet in 2, so that's 1 and 2, and then we single crochet 2 together. So there we go, into that one and into the next one, yarn over and pull through. So now we just keep working around in that way, single crochet in 2 and then single crochet 2 together. And just be kind with yourself because it is trickier once your body is stuffed. Now for round 23, we're ready to work a single crochet in that first stitch, and then we single crochet 2 together. So it's just 1 single crochet, then single crochet 2 together. So move that stitch marker before we go any further, and then we're ready for a single crochet in that one, and then a single crochet 2 together. Oops. And then for our final round, round 24, we're just going to go straight for it and single crochet 2 together all the way around. So we have a single crochet 2 together there, and then we go straight for another single crochet 2 together. And so work that all the way around. Then when you've completed that round, you can break your yarn, and then we can thread that yarn onto a needle, and then we're ready to secure it. So with this tail now, we're going to work our way around that last round of stitches to make sure it's nice and secure, and then you can pop it through somewhere up the top there. And then finish off that end. So there we have our body complete. Now we need to work the ears for the bunny, and they have an outer and an inner, and the inner works just 1 round and the outer works 2 rounds. So once you know how to work the outer, you'll also know how to work the inner. So we begin by popping a slip knot on the hook, and I'm working the outer at the moment, and then I'll show you the inner, and we're going to begin by chaining 11. And then we're going to work back along this chain, and in the second chain from the hook we're going to work a single crochet, and then into the next 8 chains we'll work a single crochet. So we have 1, and there's 2 and 8, and that will leave us 1 chain at the end there, and into that chain we're going to work 3 single crochet. So we have 1 and 2 and 3, all into that same chain there right at the very end. Now what we need to do is start working on the other sides of these chains that we have here, because we're going to turn it into a round. So we're going to work into the next 9 chains. So we have a single crochet in 1 and 2, 3, and now what we're going to do is we're going to turn, and we're going to carry on working, go all the way around here. So we will chain 1, and this is for the outer ear only. We're going to half double crochet in each of the next 10 stitches. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then in the next stitch, which should be the center stitch, we're going to work 3 double crochet into it. So we yarn over for our double crochet and we work. There's 1, 2, and 3. And then continuing around, we're going to work a half double crochet in the remaining stitches, which should be 10. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's our outer ear complete. We need to break our yarn, but to break it with enough tail to weave in that end. So once you've made the outer ear, you can then make the inner ears, and they are done in exactly the same way as we did round 1 of the outer ear. So we have a slip knot on the hook, and we're going to chain 11. And then working back along that chain in the second chain from the hook, we're going to work a single crochet, and in the next 8 we work a single crochet as well. And then into the last chain we're going to work 3 single crochet all into that, sorry, it's curling up so you can't see, all into that last one. 1, 2 and 3, and then we rotate to work on the other side of the foundation chain here, and we're going to work a single crochet in each of those stitches, so this will be in 9. And then that's it for the inner ear. We can then break our yarn. So we're now going to place our inner ear on top of our outer ear, and we're going to secure all the way around it. So to start with, I'm going to begin here at the bottom, and I'm just going to scoop through to join it there. Then I'm going to come up into this first stitch that we have here, and then down across the bottom of it. And then rather than going all the way through the outer ear, I'm just going to scoop this first loop that I come to here, and we attach in that way. Then we come up to the next stitch in the inner ear. So then the next stitch we're going to go in here, then find another loop on the outer ear that you can then attach to there. And we carry on in this way all the way up this side. So go through there and then find a loop on that outer ear, which stops you going all the way through so that the back is nice and neat. Then once we've reached here at the top, you're just going to carry on working your way around. Now, if you want to at this point, you can do what I'm doing here and tuck in those ends to give it a little bit of shape and a little bit of body, and then you can just carry on working around. Hide those ends in there if you so wish. If not, you need to weave them in. Then when you've completed that, we now need to weave this end up through the middle between the 2 bits of fabric there, just to make sure that that's not going to go anywhere. And then you can break that piece of yarn, and that's one of our ears completed. Now I've left that tail there because that's the tail that I'm going to be using to attach it to the body, and as you can see I've already made my second ear and I'm ready to attach them. So to attach our ears we have 2 yarn tails, which are very helpful, and you can either do them flat because they do have this flat bottom, so you can stick them, you know, slightly either side, but I think I like mine standing more upright, so I'm going to pinch mine in at the bottom here and then attach them there like that. So I'm going to begin with this one. You can do whichever one you like to begin with. So I'm going to thread the yarn on my needle, and I'm just going to go across into that stitch that we have there to pull that bottom closed. And then I'm going to position it just where feels good for me. It's entirely up to you where you would like yours to be. And then here from the back, I'm going to attach to this part here. And again, this is really up to you. What I would say is once you've attached one, don't weave in your ends, because you may then find that you want to adjust them or wriggle them here, there or everywhere, and that's absolutely no problem. You should definitely do that to get them exactly right. But you might find that if you secure it and then weave in your end, you won't be able to undo it. So once you've done there at the back, I would then also go forward and do here at the front, just to give it a bit more stability. But for a start, I'm happy with that one. So then we grab our other ear and then repeat the process. So then we can position this second one to see exactly where we would like it. So about there, I think would be good. And like I say, there's no hard and fast rules here. You just do it wherever feels good for you. So I'm going to scoop into this next one here and then pull myself around. Now here at the back, I'm actually going to attach my two ears to each other just in that bottom stitch that we have there, and that will help hold them in the place that I would like them to be. And then I will swivel around and then I can secure this second one here at the back. And then once you're happy with their position, you can weave in your ends. If you want to, we can now create a little tail for the bunny. So we're going to make a magic ring, and I'm doing it in my contrast yarn, but you can do it in whichever colour that you like. Make a magic ring and chain one, and then we're going to work 4 single crochet into that magic ring. So just as we began the body, that's 2, 3 and 4, and then we're going to pull that closed or relatively closed, and then we're going to carry on working in the back loops just like we did with the body, and we're going to work 2 single crochet into the back loop of each of those stitches. So we had 4, so we're going to turn that into 8 by working 2 single crochet into the back loop of each of them. And then our final round for this little tail is going to be, we're going to single crochet 2 together all the way around. So we've gone from 4 stitches to 8 stitches, and now we're going back to 4. So that's 1 I've done, that's 2, and it will want to fold in on itself, but don't let it, pop it out the other way. Then we have, that's 3, and then the last one is going to be 4. And then we can break our yarn wherever I put my scissors. There they are, right in front of me. So then we can break our yarn. Make sure you leave a tail long enough to sew your end in with. And the original end we don't need to worry about, because we're actually going to use that, just like we did with the ears, as a little piece of stuffing. So make sure it's nice and secure there in the middle, and then squish it down into that little space that we have there. So then pull that in tight and make sure that's all secured in there. And then we're going to thread our yarn and secure this to the back of the bunny. So make sure that you have the back of it facing you, and you can position it wherever you'd like really, but I'm going to put it right here in the center at the bottom. Once that's in place and secure, you can break that yarn and we're ready for the last finishing touches. Now, if you want to add some detail to the face of your bunny, you can either do as I've done with my original pink version here, you can sew it on. Now, these were done with embroidery thread, I believe, and you can do whatever colours you like. And I've done 2 French knots here for the eyes, a few little stitches for the nose, and pop some whiskers on as well. So go to town and do whatever you would like on the face of your bunny. Or you can do the really simple version that I've done here for this one and literally just give them a little nose. So I'll show you the principle of doing the nose, because then if you choose to do the eyes or the whiskers or anything, it's exactly the same for that as well. So you can kind of make this nose wherever you would like it to be, but I'm going to eyeball it and do it about there. Now I have put a knot on the end of my yarn there so that I can then secure it afterwards. And I'm just going to work my way across in this way, securing that as I go. So now I'm going to go across and I'm going to try and scoop under here. Now there are no hard and fast rules at all for this part of the process. This is entirely up to you to freestyle exactly as you would like. You don't have to add anything if you don't want to. I do think they look really cute without anything, but it's entirely up to you. Personalize them as you wish. I've come undone at the end there. But as you see, we could just work our way down, creating a small little triangle. Until you're happy with the size of it. So then when you're happy, you can secure this end. I just make sure that I go all the way through the whole of the bunny. So now I'm happy, I've secured my end, and now I'm just going to snip this one. And there we have our little wonky nose. Now, if you would like your bunnies to have dangly little legs like this one, then that's really simple and easy to do. We just need to grab whichever colour yarn that you would like to use. You can make them two-toned like these, or you can just do it in one single colour. So I'm going to put a slip knot on the hook, and then I'm going to chain 26. Then when you've got that chain, you're going to work a half double crochet in the second chain from the hook that we have here, and then into the next two chains that we come across, or however big you would like this foot section to be. So this is the little foot at the bottom here. So that's all I'm going to do for mine, and then I'm going to slip stitch into the next stitch that we have there, and then you're ready to break your yarn, because that is absolutely all that we need to do for the leg. So then we just need to weave in this end that we have here into the foot, and then we can use our starting chain to secure underneath the bottom of the bunny. So just weave in this end that we have here, making sure it's here at the back. And then once you've broken that yarn, you can then attach this with the other leg that you're going to make, of course, to the base of the bunny here. And then it will sit forward and then underneath the bunny's bottom as it sits on a shelf, or wherever you would like it to dangle from. Another option that we have, if you don't want to add legs, is to add feet, like I have on this one. So I'm going to show you how to do those on one of our small versions that we have here. So I don't even know where I've put it. Here we go. So I've got my tail and my ears on this one now, and I'm going to work two little feet to put on it. And you can add this if you're doing an egg cover, or if you're doing a closed bottom. These feet work for either version. So let's move that one out of the way. I'm going to begin with a magic ring, and then I will chain one, and into the magic ring I will work 6 single crochet. So we have 1, there's 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. And now we're going to pull it closed, because we're going to work in continuous rounds in the back loop only, just as we have for all of the other elements here. And into each of these then we're going to work 2 single crochet. So we will work 1 and 2, and because we have 6 stitches, this will take our stitch count up to 12. So that's 3 and, oops, nearly 4 5, 6, 7 and 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. And so our third round we're going to continue increasing, but these first few stitches we're going to do as half double crochet as opposed to single crochet here. So in this first one we're going to do 1 half double crochet, and in the next stitch we're going to do 2 half double crochet. We're just going to repeat that again, 1 half double crochet in the next and 2 half double crochet in the next. So that gives us 6 stitches so far. And now we're going to, I've yarned over, I don't need to yarn over, Hannah. We're going to single crochet and then 2 single crochet in the next. So that becomes our repeat. That's 9 stitches we have, and we're going to repeat that again to get 12. Here's 13, 14 and 15, and then 16, 17 and 18. So all the way around that round we are just doing a stitch and then 2 stitches in the next stitch, but it's just those first few repeats that we do a half double crochet for. So then we're ready to start decreasing for the back and to shape the foot. So that's just going to be a single crochet in one and then single crochet 2 together. So we're going to work that and get 12 stitches in this next round. So there's 1, and then we single crochet 2 together to give us 2, 3 and single crochet 2 together to give us 4. There's 5, single crochet 2 together, etc, etc. Okay, so pin your stitches to the right side there, and our last round is just going to be a single crochet 2 together all the way around. So we need to do that 6 times. So we have 1, there's 2, and that is that. We're going to break the yarn, but give yourself a nice long tail to weave in with. And then here it's up to you really. You can add a little bit of stuffing in if you would like to on these feet. I think I will just a little bit. I'm going to use that first tail as a bit of stuffing as a starter. So let's put that in. Then just a teeny bit of stuffing to go in here. And then before we attach the foot to the bunny, I want to do the little toes because it's a lot easier to do while it's off than when it's on. Trust me, I tried. So I have a length of yarn on my needle in the colour that I'd like them to be. So I think I'm going to go here, here and here-ish. So go from the back to the front. But of course the placement is entirely up to you. Leave yourself a little bit of yarn there at the back so that you can tie it over, and then loop over the top and come back through from the back to the front wherever the next one is going to sit. So there's our first one, over again, and that will create our second one, and then over again, and it will create your third one. So then you can space them out however you would like them to be. And then this one I will just scoop through this stitch here so that it places it right, and then you can tie off here at the back because this isn't going to be seen, this is going to be sewn on, and so you won't see all of this that's happening here, so don't worry about it. Now of course you can position your feet wherever you would like them to be, at whatever angle you would like them, but I think I'm going to place mine just about there, just slightly turned out, and using these front loops that we have available, you're just going to sew gently around, just as we've done for the ears and for the tail as well. So work around and then create your second foot and attach it to the other side. I really hope you've enjoyed making these crochet bunnies with me. Whatever size you make, whatever you use them for, do come and find me on social media and show me them. I would absolutely love to see them. Until next time, thank you again.